Welcome to Cloud Institution. So today in this video we're going to see AWS real-time interview question on EC2 authentication. Okay, so in this video we're going to see one of the very interesting and very commonly asked interview question in interviews. Okay, so how to enable password authentication in EC2 instance. So as you know that AWS doesn't allow any password authentication. Okay, for a EC2 instances, even for Linux, Windows or Mac. So you have to be login using the SSH keys. Okay, so if you create SSH keys, first of all you have to log in with SSH keys, and then you can enable the password authentication in EC2 instance. Okay, so we're going to see how are we going to enable the password authentication in EC2 instance. Okay, now in this video, the steps what are we going to follow to enable the password authentication is, so first of all we need to log into the EC2 instance using SSH keys, okay, or AWS console login. Okay, then we are going to edit that /etc ssh ssd config file, and then change the password authentication, okay, to yes. So usually the password authentication will be disabled. Okay, so then we need to restart the SSD service. After that we can create a new user and password. Okay, then we can log in with the user. Okay, so then so this is the steps which you are going to follow. Okay, now I'm going to EC2 instance. Okay, so now I'm not having any running instances. Okay, as you can see here. Okay, so now one instance is terminated. Okay, so I don't have any other running instances. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to launch new instance. Okay, the instance name is Cloud Institution. um, okay, so login. Okay, so this is the username. The Cloud Institution login is going to be the instance name. Okay, so now I'm going to give the Amazon Linux as the operating system. Okay, so then I'm going to leave everything default. I'm going to create a key pair. So I'm going to choose the Cloud Institution key as a key pair. Okay, so I'm going to leave everything as default. Okay, I'm going to launch instance now. Okay, now it's launching an instance. Okay, so the instance is successfully launched. Now, as you can see here, so the instance is in pending state. Okay, it'll take a while to bring it running. Okay, so now it's been running. Okay, now I'm going to click on here. I'm going to click on connect. Okay, so now I'm just connecting to this instance. Click on connect. So here I'm using the AWS EC2 console login. Okay, so EC2 console login will be actually using the SSH key based authentication only. Okay, so now basically if you can so now we are logged in, right? So now what are we going to do is that, okay, so before I'm following the steps whatever I'm just mentioning in the PPT. Okay, so first of all I'm going to create a new user, and I'm going to show you whether I'll be able to log in with the user or not. Okay, so now I'm moving into this root user. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a user. Okay, the add user is the command, and then the username is going to be Cloud Institution. Okay, so the password which I'm going to choose is that, okay, for this user. Okay, I'm sorry, password for the Cloud Institution user is going to be, I'm choosing, oh sorry, PASSWD. Okay, so this is the password. So for the Cloud Institution user is going to be, okay, I've given my own password. Okay, um, all right. Okay, the password has been successfully authenticated. Now what I'm going to do is that, without just trying the steps, I'm going to try to log in with this user login and see what is the error we are going to get. Okay, so now I'm going to copy this public IP address. So and I'm going to the terminal. Okay, I'm going to do SSH, and then, okay, Cloud Institution. Okay, so this is the IP address, and then I'm going to give Cloud Institution, INSTITUTION is the username. at the rate. Okay, I just want to make sure that cloud institution is the username. Okay, so instead of that, I'm just copying pasting it so that I don't make any changes. Okay, cloud institution. Okay, so then this is the IP address. So I'm trying to access it. Okay, he's asking me yes. Okay, so the permission denied. The public key, the permission denied is what the error which which is showing to me. So now what are we going to do now is that I'm going to make the password authentication enabled. Okay, so now what I have to do is that I have to go with slash vi slash etc sssd, okay, ssh, sorry, ssh, and sssd dot config, d underscore config. Okay, so now we can see here, so you can just search where is the password authentication. Okay, you can just see. Okay, so as you can see here, okay, sorry, I think something is wrong. Okay, so password authentication is here. Okay, if you can search for password authentication, as you can see here, password authentication is no for now. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change password authentication to yes. All right, so now I'm going to save it. Now if you can go and run it again, do you think it's going to work? Still it's not going to work. The reason why, because so you have just changed the password authentication but you have not restarted the service. So we need to restart the service. Okay, so how to restart the service? Okay, uh, systemctl restart sshd. Okay, now I restart the service. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to try, the logging into the same user again. Now I'm going to here, I'm going and giving out here. So now as you can see here, the difference, right? As soon as you change that single parameter, that password authentication to yes, it's asking me for the password. Okay, so now I'm going to give the password, whatever I have been given for the system. Okay, so now I've logged into the machine. Okay, so which is okay, so the private IP will be 172.31.1.236. Okay, so as you can see here, so 1.236 is the private IP address of this machine. Okay, so hope you understand this particular scenario. Okay, so this is the very important scenario. So you can expect this kind of a interview questions most of the times. So because they'll be checking you that how strong you're in Linux as well as the EC2 instance in cloud. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I hope this video must be really helpful for you to prepare your interviews and as well as the examinations, right? So if you like this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so if you have any questions, please reach out to us on this number for any inquiries or to take up a new cloud course, all this stuff. Okay, so thank you so much for watching and see you again in the next video.